Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Today from Jesus Reacts.
1, I'm a idiot. 2, I'm a dumbass. 3, I apologize for allowing nothing more than an opinion to dictate how I felt in such an overly strong way.
The Bible says pride comes before a fall.
True.
And this brother just fell from the top of Mount Simpmore straight onto his face. He put on the cape to save the DoorDash girl, realized she belongs to the streets and maybe a jail cell, and next.
Can you imagine though, like defending the DoorDash girl, a male or a female? It's even worse when you're a male, actually. If you were a man and you defended her, my jeez, you belong in that simp hall of fame.
Now he's here to confess his sins. Let's open up the book of Lamentations and watch him hold this L.
Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news, I'm a dumbass. Guys, today I have come to you to apologize and admit I was wrong because it appears that I was. At this point, I feel like this is a situation.
Hey, it takes a man to admit that he's wrong publicly like this, so I'll give it to him.
Situation that really needs no introduction because it's been a very hot topic, but a few months ago, there was a situation on TikTok where a girl who was door dashing videoed a man who had his pants down inside of his house, posted it onto TikTok, and then claimed that this incident left her SA'd. When that situation happened, I made a video with very strong opinions, some of which I still actually hold, and I think it's very important that we talk about that, but some that I do not hold anymore whatsoever. And I feel like at this point, you guys should know that if I get something wrong, especially this wrong, I am not afraid to put my foot in my mouth. I feel like
good.
Pause
good.
right here. What do you think he's about to apologize for, guys? Let me know down in the comments.
I'm hoping he's apologizing for defending her, that he believed her straight up SA thing. That's what I'm assuming.
And man, what a voice. I can see why this guy has 2 million subs.
if you don't do that as a person with a platform, you can't be trusted. So here we are. Now, real quick before we talk about all this, I want to make something very clear. I deleted that video off my channel like a month or 2 ago, I think. But that's not because I was like, oh, I fucked up, I need to hide this. The video was getting bombed with privacy complaints, and I just was kind of tired of dealing with it. I admit I should have looked deeper into it and been like, huh, there's probably a reason people are doing this. But I just assumed it was because I included the TikTok in the video, so I deleted the video. And to me, that was the end of it. Okay, so I was not like trying to hide from you guys or like pretend it didn't happen, but I bring that up in the first place because about a week ago, I got a comment that was something along the lines of, are you ever going to address that DoorDash girl video, or are you just going to sweep it under the rug like you've already done by deleting it? And I'm going to be honest.
Oh, you know it's bad.
I mean, you got called out. Well, it's not like you figured you were wrong and then you corrected it. No, you got called out that you were wrong and because you didn't admit it. So I can see it.
People notice that you deleted a video without addressing the issue.
Yeah, people are so like surgical when it comes to the internet and you deleting stuff and removing stuff. They know immediately.
Honest, I was kind of confused by the comment for a minute, and then I started to look at everything that came out, and I also just went back and I rewatched my video, and I was like, ooh, that's not good. In that video, I made some claims, and one of the claims I made, or really a lot of the claims I made, I guess we should go through first, boiled down to me saying the DoorDash girl is mostly in the right. Now, I want to be very clear. In that video, I never said that what she did was legal. I literally said this video should have never been posted onto the internet. But in my opinion, I believed that the guy in the house was doing what he was doing on purpose. In hindsight, accusing a person of doing that kind of baselessly is fucking insane. I shouldn't have done it. That was a huge mistake. I should not have said this guy was trying to get this girl to see his cock without any real evidence that that's the case. Personally,
Hey, he held it. That's a good L that he held right there. My man. Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gone and said that if I were you either. It is strange that he just happened to be
That is weird.
asleep with his pants down, but he was drunk. And her instructions still said,
Again, it's within his own house too. So
leave it at the door.
I don't drink. I've never had a sip of alcohol in my life. I don't know what getting blackout drunk feels like. I don't know if that's the kind of shit that you do when you're blackout drunk. Apparently based off like police reports, that's what the story is right now. So I was kind of talking out of my ass. Shouldn't have said it, shouldn't have taken that side. That was a big L for me. Another thing I said was something along the lines of like, what he's doing is definitely illegal. And to be honest, I really did believe that, but obviously with how this is all played out, it's been proven that that is not necessarily true. From what I can
see, I believe this is the toxic empathy that we're kind of seeing right now, and he's kind of explaining. It's because, oh, he feels sorry for the girl. He feels bad for her. He automatically thinks these things are bad. These things are illegal because he just feels bad for her. That's all it is. Because
yeah, I mean, it's not illegal to have your pants off in your house when you order delivery, especially if you write down that they should leave it at the door. Whether his door was left ajar or not, it still said leave it at the door. Even if you like peek up and you see someone like, oh.
Again, unless the man, I always say it, the man's just at the doorway, just slinging his fucking dick around or something, and then, oh yeah, then you might have gotten assaulted on that one, but that wasn't the case.
Just walk away. Like, he was not at fault, and it's not illegal for him to do that in his own home.
Tell he hasn't been charged for anything. He is not like involved in this case in a way where he's having to defend himself. So again, I was kind of talking out of my ass. That's L number 2. Thirdly, and I think this is really kind of where I started to fuck up the most, I got it very much in my head that like what happened here was one specific thing. I stopped allowing myself to think about other possibilities. And instead of just like admitting that, instead of just saying this is my opinion, I don't really have a good reason to like believe this so strongly, I just kind of solidified it in my own head as fact, and I attacked.
That's what a lot of us do. It's not just this gentleman here. I think a lot, this is why society's the way it is now. This is why accusations work the way they do now, because once people see something, they just made up an opinion in their mind. That's it.
Attacked anybody with an opposing viewpoint, and that is an unbelievably shitty thing to do, and I did it completely baselessly, and that's what makes it just that much worse. For no other
I like that he is apologizing for attacking
He's a good
people.
man. Good
As
man.
a YouTuber, you should try not to attack people in the comments. If you don't like what they're saying, at least just say, hey, thanks for engaging, you know, or let's agree to disagree instead of attacking people. I try real hard just to, the bad comments, just say, hey, thanks for watching.
Reason than I thought. I convinced myself that the way that the DoorDash girl, Olivia Henderson, was presenting things was probably the truth. And
that's it, right? Women are such good actors and doing this and making videos make it seem like they're the victims. People just see them as victims.
That was like my only evidence. And that's super shitty of me. That's unreliable.
And this is where I was like, oh, believe all women. He's part of that.
Of me. That is a bad move. But honestly, I think that a lot of that, and I'm not trying to excuse myself here, but I think that part of like my my conviction with the things I was saying was the second reason I made that video. Okay, the first reason was obviously just to cover the situation, give my opinions on it. But the second reason that I made that video was to talk about the misinformation that was being spread. My biggest issue with the whole DoorDash girl situation, and this is kind of what caused me to overcorrect, and I did really fucking hard, was all of the things I was seeing all over social media of people claiming that they had seen evidence that did not exist. Videos of her opening the door, videos of her walking inside the house. People claimed that they saw them. People DM'd me saying, you're an idiot, I saw the video. They did not exist. Any reputable source covering this has confirmed this. That was a big part of my motivation for making that video. Now, don't get me wrong, that does not mean I should have gone like so fucking crazy, because I use that as sort of an excuse to be like, oh, well, if people are trying to misrepresent her, she's probably telling the truth. And there's like no fucking correlation there whatsoever. But I will admit,
we still don't know if things were missed.
They said that there was a footage of her actually pushing the door. The man has footage from his Ring cam that was presented in court. So I don't know how old this video is that he's did, but yeah, it's actually proven that there are video footage of it. I don't know if it was spread to the public, but
obviously people hadn't seen any footage, but we don't know because they haven't, since our last video we just saw they sent it to another court. We still don't know what evidence they actually have that they're not revealing to the public.
Well, they said they have footage of her jarring the door open.
It's evidence.
pushing
And
the
I
door.
was kind of heated because I was seeing thousands of people claim that they had seen something that to this day there is no record anywhere or any sort of indication that these videos were ever available on the internet. And the two big ones I was talking about in the original video were videos of her opening the door and videos from a Ring doorbell that the man made public. To this day, there's not even so much as a screenshot of either of these two videos that apparently thousands of people saw. And like I said, I kind of allowed it to influence the way I saw the entire thing. Also, I want to make this very clear when I say that these videos aren't on the internet, because this is another distinction I failed to make in the first video. When I say that these videos aren't on the internet, that does not mean that at some point it won't be proven that she opened the door, or at some point it won't be proven that he had a Ring camera. Those two things might very well be true, and those two things might be presented as evidence once this trial gets further underway. I'm not saying they can't exist, I'm saying that right now, they're not on the internet. Furthermore, and this is another point where
I give it to him. I'll give it to him. If that is the true case, I don't look into this case all that much. And I would agree with you.
Overstepped. Instead of just leaving it at that, instead of just saying there is no record, there is no indication that these videos are anywhere on the internet, I said that there's no record or indication that these videos have ever existed on the internet, therefore that must mean it didn't happen, which is fucking crazy. Instead of just saying we can't prove this happened, I kind of did the same thing, where I took people spreading this information that cannot be proven, and somehow fucking interpreted that as that must mean it didn't happen at all. And that was stupid. I should have taken a moment to look at what I was actually saying, because I think if I just made a video saying, hey, here's the situation, here's what happened, here's what we know, kind of separate from that without like allowing what I was going to talk about next to influence what I said first, if I just talked about the misinformation that was being spread about the situation, I would not be making this video today. But I didn't do that and I fucked up, so I'm here to say I'm sorry. I did not
Well, Jesus accepts your apology.
mean to get so like heated.
It seems like a fair apology. I mean, I think it's actually a pretty good apology overall. He knew how he messed up, explained how he messed up, and took accountability for it.
About something that I did not know was the truth or not. And again, I have to admit that I was doing something that like I was actively attacking people for doing. So obviously I'm not going to let myself off the hook for doing something.
Hey, I'm probably guilty of this too, tell you the truth. Somewhere along the lines of my videos, I probably attacked someone without the full information
that I clearly disagree with. And yeah, I made myself look like a complete fucking dumbass, and I deserve to be called a dumbass. So go ahead, call me a dumbass. It'll make me better. But yeah,
I call myself a
I
dumbass
feel
to
like
you
a
all
bit
the
of an
time,
idiot.
brother.
If you can't tell, if you've been watching my videos for a while, I'm a very opinionated person, and sometimes I can get very, very defensive of my opinions, and that's a bad habit of mine. I've been actively trying to break that. It's silly. If you need to be super defensive of your opinions all the time, that means that you probably kind of like deep down realize that a lot of them aren't the best, or at least it comes across that way. So I've been actively trying to get away from that and not just kind of like always.
Hey, you know what, brother? I am proud that you're actively trying to be better, actively trying to understand things and further yourself, further your own growth. That's good. Admitting fault, looking at your faults, hopefully growing from it. That's what we hope for everybody to do.
Acting like I know everything, because I don't. Nobody does. But yeah, like I said, over the last few days, I've been kind of catching up with everything that's been going on, looking into all the information that's available about the court case right now, watching a lot of Tozy videos. I want to make it very clear, even in my original video.
It's funny, we do watch a lot of Tozy videos, don't we?
Yeah, where I was being stupid. I said this. Again, should this video have ended up on the internet? Absolutely not. Never. She should have taken this straight to the police. This is not something that should have ended up on TikTok. So I mean, like, I was never gonna disagree with her being arrested, even in my like original state of mind. But obviously, you know, now that I've had some time to reflect, not be so fucking stupid, absolutely, this girl deserves jail time. Like I just said, like I wouldn't have disagreed with that earlier, but for her to just decide somebody's intent, when they very well could have just been passed out drunk, and to come out of that calling it sexual assault is super dangerous, it's super irresponsible, and it was both of those things for me to kind of tack onto it. We are living in a time where jumping to conclusions like that is probably more dangerous than ever, because if you can get
I'm proud, again, proud. This is what accountability truly looks like.
enough people to jump to conclusions, you have millions of people thinking something that could be completely wrong, and once millions of people have their mind made up, it can be really hard to change that. Like I said in the original video, she should have gone straight to the police if she thought what was happening was actually happening. That video should—
You know, if you tell people the same things like every day for 2 or 3 weeks, and without them seeing anything negative or disagreeing with it, that's how you brainwash a person, almost to the point where they won't believe anything else. So
True.
there could have been millions, since this has been covered so much, millions of people could have been watching these videos and picking a side with one YouTuber that they liked. Obviously, we picked Atozy because he kind of tells it how it is and has done the most research, and even flew to the courthouse to try to catch the trial.
Also,
But
why I did
it's
Atozy.
easy to make people believe one thing. And like he said, this girl just decided this guy's intent and then got a bunch of people on the internet either for it or against it. And that is a dangerous tool. And that's why social media and the news and YouTube can be dangerous, actually.
Should have never made it onto the internet, and that's a lesson that she's gonna learn. I think right now she's facing up to 8 years in prison. She's not gonna get that. She's probably just gonna end up with probation, I'm
Most
sure,
likely.
which, you know, really is not fair. You know, if I had my dick plastered all over the internet, I probably would not want the plastery to just get probation. So hopefully justice is served. But yeah, I mean, just a quick recap. 1, I'm a fucking idiot. 2,
It's okay, brother. We're all idiots sometimes.
I'm a dumbass. 3, I apologize
Also
for allowing
dumbasses
nothing
sometimes.
more than an opinion to dictate how I felt in such an overly strong way that I was basically calling people who disagree with me stupid. I am genuinely sorry for that. There's no excuse for that kind of bullshit. I'm aware of that. I hope you can accept my apology. And hopefully we can move forward with me giving you my word that will not happen again. Also,
If you guys accept his apology, let me know in the comments.
final note, because like I said, I'm a man of my word, not afraid to admit when I'm
Tell the truth? Yeah, I do. I think he genuinely came about it correctly, admitted fault, explained what his thought process on each of the things are, and knew why his thought processes was wrong at those moments. I don't hate on it.
wrong. At the end of that video, I said if I got the situation wrong, I would donate to the man in question's legal fund. Seems like I got it wrong, so couldn't find anything that was public. Don't know if anything is, because I don't even think the guy's been named yet. But Mr. DoorDash guy, if you watch this video, DM me, or if you know this guy, or if he has a GoFundMe, DM me too, and I will donate to you, and I will prove that I did it. I'm a man of my word. I try and be a good guy. I fucked up here, genuinely. I'm sorry. Again, please feel free to call me a dumbass in the comments, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.
What an apology. Now,
It's a good apology.
did he need to make that apology? I don't know. Be careful of what you watch, who you believe. Make sure you seek out both sides of the story. You know, we've on our previous video released this morning, there was some info that said that there might not actually be the DoorDash or ring cam footage out there, but we still don't know because there hasn't been the real trial and we haven't seen all the evidence brought forward, because you know they don't just show evidence to anybody all the time, and none of the stuff actually did make it onto the internet like this guy said. So
You know, shout outs to Jesus and August the Duck. You know, I think that was a great apology, and I think when you're genuine and people can see, you know, the reasoning of why you thought the way you did, and you take full accountability of it, most people are very forgiving. You know, as long as you're willing to take that accountability. People just hate it when you try to sweep things under the rug. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate it, and catch you guys next time. Ciao.